Okay, guys, so in terms of time, we're on track for time because it's now 7:45. So I plan to do like an opening act for 7, and then now we're going to do the presentation. So I'm just going to give you guys an introduction of East Africa Showcase and what I'm trying to do, okay? So I didn't put this on by myself. You can say it's my idea, but I want to recognize some people. So of course, Madam, I need to recognize you again, Madam. Stand, come. Come to the front, please. Yes. So everything having to do with food, she's the one responsible for it. So really, she's the one helping me because really, for no event and no program is done alone. So it's really Madam who helped me out, and I just want to appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. So as for me, my full name is Tezera Mogas, Tezera. You can call me Tez. I go by both. So my professional background is health information management. That's a program that I took, and I landed a job at Kids through that program. I decided to take a program at George Brown College, and then there happened to be a degree completion program. Ryerson University, used to be Ryerson, now TMU, and so that's my academic background. Yeah. But why did I ask you to come here? That's a big question. Hello, Shwai. Hi. Thank you for coming, thank you. Sit wherever you like. So why did I ask you to come here? It's really a fair question. I really think networking events are about relationship building. And they always say in business or in life, really, your success depends on your relationships. So I'm always trying to help people create the conditions for new relationships and new opportunities to discuss. So with networking events, there are different ways to do it. Most of the networking events I've been to, it's usually like an open restaurant or something, or a bar, and it's just you talk to whoever's there. So I had an idea to make it like a more informative or educational program. And yeah, so I do presentations. So far for these things, I've done presentations. And I think people have liked them. I don't know, you like my presentations? I didn't. Thank you. But yeah, I'm really trying to help people like just engage. I'm really all about engagement and getting people with different backgrounds, coming from different countries. Who all decided to come here and stay here in Canada. Like you could be anywhere in the world, but we're decided to stay here. So I'm really trying to help people improve lives through relationship building. That's all I'm trying to do here. Yeah. So I believe that we need to promote ourselves more. We have so many things that, so many great talents, so many great skills that we have, but getting the word out there and getting people to know about it is a little bit challenging, especially since most people spend time on the internet and at their job or entertainment is through the internet. And most of what you see on the internet is from the United States. It's actually, most of it is not from Canada, unless it's from your friends. So I just think like Canada has so much opportunities if we talk to each other more. And that's why I got the idea for networking events. Yeah. And it's important when we spend our money to think about the impact. And in business, any business is driven by demand, and when somebody wakes up and decides that they're going to go to the gym, or they're going to go to a restaurant, or they're going to hire Uber or a taxi or whatever, when somebody makes that decision, that's what creates the demand. It always comes from the consumer, and even businesses as well. When people set up restaurants, I learned recently that one espresso machine, who likes espresso here? Espresso, yes? How much do you think a professional espresso machine costs? Like
Close to $1,000.
1,000? Okay. Any other guesses? Espresso, like the ones that you would see in a high-grade coffee shop. I actually discovered recently it's about $32,000 for one espresso machine. Can you imagine? 32,000. Yeah. And I only found it on Google, to be honest. It was an Italian company, I forgot the name of it, but it's called Strada, S-T-R-A-D-A. And yeah, hopefully you know what you're doing with espresso machines, but the only reason you buy that machine is so that you can deliver a better taste espresso, fresher coffee, fresher, etc. So something that is better than what you can find at home. So I really think businesses, anyone can create a business. Myself, you have two options in terms of income. You either change jobs or you get a second job, or actually the third one is you create a small business. So I knew that small business would be difficult and it would be challenging to get anyone to pay for anything in this economy. Even for transit, TTC, fare evasion, most people don't pay the $3.30, okay, to use the bus. So we're living in that environment. And so I decided to make it by donation. And so if you have anything, we can do cash, we can do e-transfer, but I just want to ask at the beginning, that's why I'm asking for donations. It's just so we can do more events and we can make them even better. We can bring guest speakers. Someone in the audience can be a guest speaker. They have a company, they have a program, they have a business that they want to promote. They can do that here. And I won't charge you, by the way. I won't charge you. So, yeah, just think about the impact. And really the economy is based on trade. So back to the supply and demand. The challenging thing about business is that you have to be creative and you have to think about, yes, competition, and you have to think about the other options, and you also have to think about price. So price is like the lowest thing, and really it's the distribution cost, the cost of labor, inventory, and the space, commercial space. So my biggest cost with this is the room. So actually I'm gonna talk about it later, so I shouldn't talk about it now. But if you want something that's great, one thing I've learned, it will never be free, okay? If you're getting everything from the government, it will be free, but you have to wait in line. So just like with public health, what's the problem with you going to the hospital? Anyone? Any ideas?
Long wait times.
Yes, yeah, thank you. So no matter what your income is, whether it's 30,000, 300,000, 3 million, you wait in the same lines. So, you know, public health, I'm a supporter of public health care, but I think we all know in this room that public health care, public education, public transportation, how about public transit? In TTC, it actually costs $2 billion to operate the TTC. Did you know that? $2 billion every year. That's not including new transit lines. That's not including anything, like new construction, Ontario line, whatever. It's just to operate the existing system. So, does anyone think that the TTC is collecting $2 billion in fare, in Metro Pass? No, they're not collecting anything close to 2 billion. I think less than 1 billion, and actually 1.4 billion comes from provincial and federal government. So that's one of the things I learned actually. And I learned by going to an event like this, seminar. City of Toronto, they have free seminars, and they're all over the place. So community centers and libraries. So when I'm bored, I go to those things. And usually, by the way, it's like 3 or 4 people living in the room. It's an empty room. But yeah, I guess someone still gets paid for that. But yeah, usually I like seminars. I just like learning from different people. Academic background, whatever the background is, it's really great to have conversations. But nothing will be free if you want it to be great. If you want it to be subpar, and if you want to spend more of your time, then yeah, wait for something that is free. But by the time you reach the end of the line, it might not be there, or it might not be what you want. So that's what I learned. It's all set up. And really, volume is what keeps costs low for any business. If you have more people, I think I have one. My goal is really 50 people times 10, that's 500. I don't think I'm gonna get to 50 people anytime soon, but that's like my aspirational goal. If you talk to most small businesses, they don't have 50 customers a day, most of them actually. And most of the customers are like repeat customers, people that live in the area, seniors. Yeah, seniors are like daily customers. If you go to a coffee shop, But that's my goal, to charge $10, and so that nobody has to pay that much money, okay? Yeah, I'm just gonna be clear with the numbers up front. If everyone pays a little, nobody has to pay a lot. Nobody pays a lot. Yeah, I learned that expression a long time ago, so you can share the costs. Yeah, and I believe in this, okay? Everything I'm about to say to you, I really believe in it, okay? Your success always comes from the people though, the people that support you because you are supporting them. So it's a trade, okay? And if you can't donate, then please subscribe to my social media. I left some social media there. TikTok, I like QR codes, so you can just scan the QR code and you can follow me there. For YouTube, yeah, just subscribe because I'm always uploading videos there. Yeah. And that's my YouTube channel too, by the way. So what do we need for success? I believe we need visibility, we need credibility, trust, and we need prestige. I think probably all of them are important, but the second one, if you don't have the first two, visibility and credibility, you won't have the third one, prestige. Because think about like the universities, University of Toronto, that have been around for a long time. Like they have the prestige because they have the visibility and they have the credibility. And so that's why we need to reach out more and try to communicate more. Yeah. So, and if you're ever interested in an interview, it doesn't have to be an in-person interview, it could be an online interview, Zoom call. We can talk about business, we can talk about life, we can talk about the future in any way. Just contact me. I'm always open to interviews. I like interviews actually. And the idea, actually, there are no perfect interviews. Even if you're going to be a politician. You can say when you go to a debate, it's a job interview. But there are no perfect interviews. And really, like, if you practice here, you'll do a lot better in the real life interviews as well. So, yeah. And the best way to improve interview skills is by actually doing the interviews. So, yeah, I just want to create an environment for people to learn and engage more. So let's keep going. The information I'm providing in this presentation is for informative purposes only, for informative purposes. So what does that mean? It means Showcase is not responsible for any decision that you make, just like with investments. Investments, you really like, you need to do due diligence. If you're familiar with due diligence, it's basically you have to do your own homework because on the internet there are so many things, recommendations that you hear. But yeah, I just want to say that off the top. And the first update I have for the day is I did a University of Toronto presentation, and it was actually with the Eritrean and Ethiopian Association. So I offered them to help. They have some vice presidents and they have the room for free at the University of Toronto. So I decided to go there, and I learned that the total enrollment of U of T is actually almost 100,000 people. That was new information to me. I did not know that. That's why their campus is so huge. Here are some slides. I got from it, a bird in hand is worth two in a bush. So what does that mean to you, a bird in hand? So let's think about like your job. You did a lot of work in the past to get to your job, to get into this position. And like, if you say you're gonna drop everything and start a business and it doesn't work out, you can't go back to the original bird that you had. So the job you had is a result of previous investment. And so like, I believe in doing multiple things at once. So keeping your day job and then starting a business on the side and seeing what the response is from the market. So yeah, then that would be my advice for a business. Anyone ever think about starting a business or a business owner? No. Okay, what is your business? Can I just ask you?
It's personal coaching, personal training.
Okay, how long have you been doing it?
A year, almost 2 years this October.
Okay. Where do you do the coaching?
At Fitness Element, Steels and Pharmacy.
Okay. Is it what you expected from like?
It started, yeah. I mean, it's. I didn't do what you said in terms of like. Well, I did for a while, but initially jumping into it full time was full risk. You know, and started off well, and I managed to stay afloat till for a while, and now it's going more consistent. So.
Okay. How did you get into it? Like.
To be honest, it's all thanks to my friends. By myself, I was scared.
Okay.
They pushed me to do it.
Okay.
Especially one guy who's most successful with it. He was so inspiring because he has a nice car. He's living the way he wants to, and we got close, and I've trusted in him, and so I'm doing it now.
Okay.
I'm living through it.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Can I just ask you the last question?
Yeah, well, please.
What is your path to revenue? Do you get from the customer?
They pay me directly. Yeah.
Okay. Do they pay you per session or membership?
Per month.
Oh, per month. Okay. Okay. Cool. And like in terms of getting new customers, how do you find new customers? How have you been?
It's
Or how have they been finding you?
word of mouth. Luckily, has been
Mm.
I've been blessed to have that. So
Okay.
yeah, people tell the other people, and then we just
You must be really good then. That's good.
I like to think so. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to visit your
Oh,
gym
yes,
one
yeah.
day. I will.
Yeah.
What is the name of your business? Like.
Well, mine's SJ coaching or elite coaching.
Okay.
I do it out of Fitness Element.
Okay. Fitness
That's
on.
the location.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Anyways,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So just do your best and be exceptional at what you do. Every single time we're gonna make mistakes. People are not gonna show up. People are, you're counting on people. They're not answering their phone, whatever it may be. But really, you gotta keep going and keep trying. That's what I've learned so far. People want great value and they want newness. So innovation and engagement is so important. New ideas. And any business can be improved, by the way. Any business, you can change the selection, you can change your marketing strategy. So that's what I mean by do your best. Yeah. And here's another recent event I went to. So here's a new NACFO where we met. Please remind me your name.
Samir.
Samir, okay, thank you. So I went to New NACFA fundraising gala. To be honest, I've been watching what they've been doing for a long time at New NACFA and how they do things with sports and how they're so organized. So $80, I'm not even gonna lie. The entry fee was like, I would say, why am I gonna pay $80? But I looked at it as a learning experience just to see how they're organized and how they bring people there, what brings people there. Unfortunately, with these events, I usually go alone because $80 is a lot. And I don't want to force anyone to spend, but they had catered food, and their venue was spaces at Queen Street and Parliament. So I wanted to see that venue as well. I don't think I'm going to rent it out. I think if I continue to do these, I'm going to continue to do them at Wellesley, just because you can reach it by transit. So if somebody doesn't have a car, they're able to walk here, reach here by public transit. But the venue is nice. They had screens all over the place, and it was a very well-attended event. But here's another day. Here's another event that was on the same day, believe it or not. You guys probably heard of it if you've been on Danforth. Who here heard about this, Habesha Professionals? You guys see this poster everywhere? Yeah, anyways, these posters had an impact on me. So they're also asking for an entry fee. As soon as I arrived there, they asked me for the $10. I didn't want to pre-register online, but good, they had the cash option. So it's a pretty long event. It was actually at 4 p.m. And so the new NACFA was after that. So I went to both on the same day. And they didn't have too much in terms of drinks, food and drink. And that was 237 Sackville, so it's in the area too. So I walked to New NACFA after from here. But I managed to catch, I'm not sure if she was there. The other two, I didn't stay around for them. These two were the hosts, but this one was the senior research associate at U of T. She was talking about pharmaceutical. So, I have nothing but positive things to say because they organized it. They brought people there. It was in a church, actually. It was a huge hall. And, I went there. It was mostly Amharic. So if you're not an Amharic speaker, if you're expecting English, it wasn't, I guess, designed for that. But they had some kids too. They were talking about robotics, and I got their contact information from that. So I just went there to experience it and to hopefully support the community. So they say they're going to do more events in the future. New NACFA will also do new events in the future. And hopefully East Africa Showcase will do more events in the future. What do you think? Thank you. Thank you, guys. So, I want to talk to you about jobs a little bit. This is kind of a bad set of slides, but in Toronto, the unemployment rate last time I checked was 7.5%, and it's higher than it was in 2020, which is like a month or two before the pandemic. So, a lot on the internet, politicians will never tell you that unemployment is high. They'll tell you that jobs are being created, but the facts of the matter is that the unemployment is higher than it was in 2020, 5 years ago. And employment growth in health occupations. Yeah, I got this from Statistics Canada. If I ever show you charts like this, it's from Statistics Canada. And if you look, employment growth in health occupations. So from 1998, more than 25 years ago, they're both starting at 100. And you have the red line, which is health. So registered nurse, PSW, anything health related, personal aid. It's like more than double. So we're at 200% increase and about 150. So 50% increase over 25 years in all other occupations combined. So most of the jobs are in health. That's what this is telling you in the last 25 years. And if you look, oh, this is so Ontario, year over year, employment change by category. We have health, sales and service, art, culture, recreation and sport, natural and applied science, business, finance, and administrative, education, and the rest are natural resources, manufacturing, management. And if you look at health, 79,000 jobs. I think that's from March of this year compared to last year. So 79,000 new jobs created. And the next one is sales and service. I believe that includes food. So food and beverage is in sales and service. So by far, most of the jobs are created in healthcare. Yeah. And so why do you think most of the jobs in Canada or most of the jobs in Toronto are related to healthcare, medical? Any ideas?
Like declining health, maybe?
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, in the past 5 years, there's been a tremendous increase in population growth in GTA. And then also, I think it's the demand part. There's unlimited demand because it's free, universal healthcare. And if something's free, everybody will want it. So I learned recently that only 2 other countries have completely universal healthcare. Canada's one, and Cuba and North Korea. Those are the other 2 countries that have completely universal healthcare for any medical procedure. I learned that recently. Because even if you go to Europe, they have certain procedures that they cover and certain procedures that they don't, medically necessary, but Canada is the one that includes the most. So I really think it's the free healthcare, that's the thing. But what that also shows you, as you say, Samir, is declining health, mental health, physical health. It's never been as bad as it is today. And I always ask myself, like, why is health always declining? Why is health so much worse today than it was 25 years ago? And nobody's been able to answer it, but I wanted to get involved. I wanted to get involved and try to help people improve their health. So, yeah, it's a work in progress, to say the least. So there just isn't enough demand, domestic demand for domestic economic growth in Canada. And then we get into the conversation of productivity. So productivity, in order to be productive, you need someone to come in and order something from you. You have goods, you have services, you have a menu, and you offer it to the public. But right now, there's almost no demand. There's no demand in real estate, there's no demand in food and beverage, there's no demand in anything. You ask Uber drivers, there are 80,000 Uber drivers in Toronto. Did you know that? 80,000. In taxis, in the heyday of taxis, when they were giving medallions, there were about 10,000 taxi drivers. So now there are 80,000 Uber drivers, and Uber drivers generally buy newer cars than taxis, and they're much cheaper, of course, because it's higher supply. But if you ask anyone that's an Uber driver right now, there's just, somebody said, close to 1 hour to get 1 request for Uber. So it's a tough market right now. And I wanted to show you one company, Bell Canada, since I love talking about Canada. Bell Canada, just recently out, reports less revenue from wireless and internet subscription so far in 2025. So telecommunication company, how do they make money? They sell you a wireless plan, they sell you an internet plan. Bell Fiber, you might have seen the advertising. They have the best internet. I think I have another one. And they cite in their earnings call, quarterly earnings, a less active market with reduced immigration. So now they're actually attributing it to reduced immigration. And because there's reduced immigration, you're seeing less demand for housing, less demand for telecommunication. which is good for people that want to buy and people that want to get into real estate. But for the people that make a living off of those transactions and selling, there's almost no hope. And Bell, if you look at their stock price, their share price is way down because there's almost no growth. There's no potential for growth with reduced immigration. And because they have the best internet, they also have the most expensive. So almost every internet plan, because I recently looked at this, is over $120 for their Bell fiber internet. But they have the best. So that's a little bit on Bell. And my prediction is that people will be asking the new government, we have a new Mark Carney government, will be asking for more newcomers very soon. Because Canada has an aging population, and without immigration, you wouldn't have the labor. You wouldn't have people working in restaurants. You wouldn't have people working in hospitals too. You go to any hospital, it's mostly newcomers or people that are born in foreign countries. And I think people will see, because last year they were all talking about we want fewer immigrants or we want less people coming in, there's no housing. But I think people will be asking for more newcomers in the near future. So this is another company I was following. So McDonald's reported lower sales in Q1 of 2025. That was this year, so the March quarter, January to March. And they said even in McDonald's, believe it or not, it's lower volume. They're doing less transactions, selling less hamburgers, chicken nuggets, all of these different things. If you could believe that. But don't feel too bad for them. Don't feel too bad for McDonald's. And I'll tell you why in the next slide. They still earned 1.87 billion. That's net income after expenses. 1.87 billion in worldwide net earnings. So worldwide, and I believe more than 50% of McDonald's revenue and profits comes from outside of United States actually. So 1.87 billion. But in terms of the company, because it's less money that they were making a year ago, their stock price will get hit and all these different things. So yeah, generally people, no matter how much money you're making, billions of dollars, millions of dollars, yeah, you still have to find a way to make more money than you did last year. So in terms of theaters, as we just saw, the hardest thing is the room. And here are the rooms I want to rent. That's 12 person. And this is Canopy by Hilton. Have you guys seen this hotel here near Sherbourne, Canopy? So they have rooms too, conference rooms. And yeah, this is another angle. I believe it's 25 people capacity. And they're $1,000 for the day compared to these numbers. And hotels are a fully equipped option. I'm trying to hurry it up because we have limited time. But the fastest option, no notice needed, that's true too. Because if you want to rent that room at Canopy Hotel, you can tell them today and rent it tomorrow. Here, you have to rent it like 6 weeks in advance and you have to pay for it in advance. So you don't know who's going to come, you don't know who is interested, you don't know who is available, but 6 weeks in advance, you have to book the room and pay for it. So if you come here today and you talk to them and you say you want to rent this room, they won't let you rent the room. And the third thing is the most costly. So hotels are hotels are tough. Has anyone seen this room before? Which room is this? Ethiopians, we should know this room.
Ethiopian community?
Yes, Ethiopian Association, Woodbine. Woodbine. Ethiopian Association is $200 for 4 hours. $200 for 4 hours. So they don't do hourly. It's $200 because I asked them. And so it's $50 an hour.
This is much better than from other.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think? Ethiopian Association is a good option to do this? Okay. Yeah, it's more expensive, that's why. But even here, now because they're enforcing it, I'm going to pay $200 anyway. So yeah, it's tough. Greatest challenge with the Ethiopian Association is the distance. So Woodbine Station, I don't know if people are going to be willing to reach Woodbine Station and then walk. It's a little bit harder to get to than this place. And there's almost no parking in the area. So street parking, there's no access. There's almost nothing there. And like even I go there every Saturday, 10 a.m. they have a program there. It's usually Amharic. But there's no parking. So you have to park far away, and then if you're coming by car, it's just a disaster. So the distance by transit is far and no parking in the area. But it's $200, it's nothing less than that, 200. So yeah, I was asking them if I could get the room for free too, but not possible. So I'm a nonprofit, I want to help people, I gave them the whole speech. Not possible, you have to pay. Yeah. So I only have 8 slides left. This is Ennis Town Hall. This is U of T 2 Sussex Avenue. It's a beautiful place. That's for 825, but that's for like 200 or 500 people. Yeah, it's more than 200 people, I believe. So that is yeah. And the location is near Spadina U of T campus. So Toronto Library as well. I inquired there. I just want to tell you guys, it took me so long to collect this information, but I'm going through it so fast. But yeah, so they have rooms, but not for free. They have this room, this is Toronto reference, and these are their costs. So Beaton Hall is their name, $1,000 for the rental period, nothing less than that. They have $950, includes tables, chairs, $95 for additional hours. So the same as here, $100 for an extra hour. And remember, this is for 1 night and 1 day. So if you want to do this every week, you're gonna have to repay for the room, no matter who you're asking. So I wasn't joking about the rental costs when I'm asking for donations. I even tried to make the case because we have very limited money. We're not charging anything. Can we have extra time? But she said 15 minutes, so we gotta go soon. Someday we'll rent out theaters like these. Hopefully, if we keep going, we can have the money to rent out better theaters and have more guest speakers. So I think that's what I want to end the presentation here. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you.